Hi students, welcome to Sri Damodar Raghuji Memorial School online classes. This is for class 6 standard. Subject is what? Science. Okay. So today we will start a new lesson, that is living organisms and their surrounding. Okay. Or also in your textbook the lesson name is what? Living organisms, characteristics and habitat. Okay, so now let us start the lesson. So students, around you see many of the things. Okay, in your surrounding there are many of the things that you can see. Okay, so in that we can see the trees, pond, river, water. Okay, the river, buildings, plants, animals, different kinds of animals and human beings. So these are the such a things that you can see in your surrounding. So students, these things we can classify it into two types. One is non-living things and another one is living things. Okay, so non-living things means what? Living things means what? Those things that need air, water, food and sunlight to survive, and these things can grow. Living things can grow, can walk, can breathe, okay, can eat food. So these are the such characters that we can see in living things. Whereas non-living things means what? The things that don't need any kind of air, water, food and sunlight for their existence. Why? Because of these are all non-living things. Okay, so they do not grow, they do not walk. So any other the characters that we can't see in non-living things. Okay, so this is about what? The things that we can see surrounding, we can classify it as both non-living and living things. Okay, so for example of non-living that we can see here, that is table, chair, rocks, anything that you can take. And here living beings means what? The plants, animals and human being. Okay, so students, here what are the main characteristics of living things? Okay, so the first living thing, the character of uh, living things is that they need air, water and food. Okay, so students, in chapter 1 and 2 in this class we learned that all living things need food and how essential it is to animals and to us. Yes, so we have also learned that plants make their own food by the process of photosynthesis, and animals depends on plants or other animals for their food. Yes, we have discussed about in your previous you have already discussed, you have already studied about that is the omnivores, herbivores, carnivores. Yes, so these are all the animals which are dependent on food. Okay, so animals depend on plants or other animals for their food. So food gives organisms the energy needed for them to grow, and organisms also need energy for other life process that go on inside them. Yes, so you by this you see, you can see here that is a food is very important for all organism. Okay, we use air to breathe. Okay, so you know that after having the food we drink water. Why do we drink water? Why? Because of to transport that all food that we eat, the water is very essential. Due to that reason, for living things, these are the main sources for to survive life on the earth. Okay, so next, another one characteristics that we can see in living organism, that is what? The organisms can grow. Yes, and they can move on their own, and they can respond to stimuli, and they respire, they excrete and they reproduce, and they have a definite lifespan. Okay, now let us discuss one by one about these characteristics. So food, all living things to exist they need food for water. Plants, they make their own food by doing the process of photosynthesis, whereas animals, they obtain their food from their living organisms like grass and other animals. And humans, that is, even we feed on other living organisms. Yes. Next, that is, this is about the plant food, that they can synthesize their own food by the process of photosynthesis. These are the animals' food. Next is what? Growth. So another one character that we can see in a living organism is what? Growth. So as you can see, students, that is, the young ones of living organism grow or increase in size as time passes away. So soon they become an adult. Okay. And even though plants, their seeds grow up and become a mature plant in the future. Yes, and animals, their babies grow up and to become a strong animals like their mom and dad. Yes, and humans, their babies grow up to become a strong adults like their mom and dad. Okay. So this is here the picture shows that how the development, how the growth in plants. Okay. Next, the growth of human being from baby to adult. Okay. Next, adult, and also afterwards young man. Okay. Next, they become old. Okay. So this is the growth of human. Next, what? Movement. Another one characteristic of a living being is what? Movement. So all living things move themselves without any external help. Plants, let's take the example of a touch me not plant. If you touch it, it closes its leaves, whereas this shows the movement in the plant. Of course, the plants cannot move. If rarely that we can see some of the movement by touching. Okay. So next is what? As you can see, animals. Of course, the animals, they hunt, they move, hunt, run fast. Okay. And they hunt for food, they move to hunt for food, etc. And humans, and they move. Of course, we human being move from one place to another place. Okay, we walk, we run, and we drive the cars, etc. So this is our all the characteristic that shows the living organisms can move. Okay. Next is what? So this is the plant that shows that touch me not. Okay. When you touch this plant, what happened? The leaves of that plant close together. Okay. Next, what? Respond to stimuli. What is mean by respond to stimuli? See, students, if you suddenly step on a sharp object like a throne while walking barefoot, how do you feel when you see or think about your favorite food and you suddenly move from a dark place into bright sunlight? What happens? Your eyes shut themselves automatically for a moment till they adjust to the changed bright surrounding. So your favorite food, the bright light, and a throne in the above situation are some examples of changes in your surrounding that all of us respond immediately to such a changes. Okay. So here what is mean by stimuli? Stimuli is nothing but what? Changes in our surrounding that makes us respond to them. So whatever the changes that occurs in our surrounding that makes us to respond to them, that is nothing but what? Stimuli. Okay. All living things respond to change around them. Okay. So do other animals also respond to stimuli? Of course, yes. So observe the behavior of animals. When food is served to them, do you find them suddenly becoming an active on seeing the food? When you move towards a bird, what does it do? Wild animals run away when bright light is flashed towards them. Similarly, cockroaches begin to move to their hiding places if the light in the kitchen is switched on at night. So can you give some more example of responses of animals to stimuli? So do plants also respond to stimuli? Okay, yes. So that is, flowers of some plants bloom only at night. In some plants, flowers close after sunset. So in some plants like mimosa, commonly known as touch me not, leaves close or fold when sometimes someone touches them. So these are some of the examples of responses of plants towards changes in their surrounding. So when a deer feels a scratch on her back, the understand that something hurt her. So she ran. She runs away. So it is respond to the stimuli. When we touch fire out, hand moves away on its own, so we respond to stimuli. So this is one of the characteristic. What is here the meaning of stimuli? Means the changes in our surrounding that makes us respond to them. Okay, next is what? The process of respiration. So students, as you know that the process of respiration means what? All living things undergo respiration to obtain energy from food. We take oxygen from the plants. Yes. So we take oxygen from plants. By using that oxygen, we can respire and we release energy. With the help of oxygen only we can able to release energy. Our body cells can able to release the energy with the help of oxygen only. So due to that reason, respiration is very important for us. So without the respiration we can't live a few minutes also. Okay, as you know that oxygen is very important for us. Yes. So all living things undergo respiration to obtain energy from the food. So plants take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen and they respire, whereas animals take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, they respire. And human being, we take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, that we respire. So each living things breathe through different parts of their body. Okay, so as you know that we human being breathe through our nostrils. Okay, so plants, in other animals how they can breathe. In plants we can see that stomata. So plants have the part that is what? Leaf. That leaves have a small pore like structure that are called what? Stomata. So they have openings in leaves, and these are called stomata. So plants breathe through their stomata. What about animals? As you can see that in water that we can plant, that is animals can't take oxygen from the atmosphere. Yes. So how they can take, how they can use oxygen? So that is plants, that animal, water animals use oxygen which is dissolved in the water. Okay, so organs which absorb oxygen which is mixed in the water. And mammals like human, they use lungs to breathe. And animals like earthworm, and that is they use their skin, through that skin they can breathe. Okay. So in this picture they shows that what we release carbon dioxide and we take oxygen. Okay, during this inhalation process of inhale and exhale. Okay, while doing meditation you heard these words, that is inhale and exhale. Okay, inhale means what? Inhalation means what? Taking rich oxygen through by air and removing carbon dioxide. Okay. So next is what? The reproduction. The next another one character, that is what? Reproduction. So have you ever seen nests of some bird like pigeons? Many birds lay their egg in the nest and some of the eggs hatch and young birds come out of them. Yes, so animals reproduce their own kind. The mode of reproduction may be different. Okay, so the animals can reproduce their own kind. The process of by which all living things give birth to their young ones, which is known as reproduction. Okay, so the animals reproduce their own kind, and the mode of this mode of reproduction may be a different in a different kind of animals. So some animals produce their young ones through their eggs, and some animals give birth to young ones, and plants also reproduce like animals. Plants also differ in their mode of reproduction. Many plants reproduce through seeds, and plants produce seeds which can germinate and grow into the new plants. And some plants also reproduce through parts of the other than seeds. For example, a part of potato with a bud grows into a new plant, and plants also reproduce through cuttings. Would you like to grow? That is, some of the plants can also reproduce by cutting. Okay. So, student, this is your extra information, that is, animals reproduce through eggs. Okay, so giving birth to their younger ones directly, and plants reproduce through seeds, tubers, and plant cuttings. Okay. Next, another one characteristic, that is what? Excretion. Excretion means what? The removal of waste material from the body, which is known as excretion. Plants excrete through taking out carbon dioxide or oxygen depending on day and night, and storing their waste products in their fruits and leaves, barks, etc. Secretion, that is gum, resin, and wax. So animals excrete through urine, feces, and exhaling carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is the process of excretion, means nothing but the removal of waste materials from the body. So in plants, how they excrete? They excrete taking carbon dioxide and oxygen depending on day and night, and storing their waste products in their fruit, leaves, and barks, and secretion from gums, resin, and wax. So animal excrete, that is, as you can see, that through urine, feces, and exhaling carbon dioxide. Okay. So that is definite lifespan, that all living things start their life and end their life in a specific time. Thus all living things have a definite lifespan. Okay, as you can see, students, that all living things start their life from a baby kid to end their life with old age. Okay, that is the specific time, and thus all living things have a definite lifespan. For example, a turtle has a lifespan of a more than 100 years, but average humans have a lifespan only to 60 to 70 years old. This is the concept that tells us that the living organisms and its characteristics. Okay, so continuation of this lesson we will see in next video. Thank you.